Mother, tell your children not to walk my way.
Hello all, and it's me, Truthslayer, and I'm going to sit here, I'm going to do one of my little stuff videos where I talk about some random things. I haven't done this in a while, even though I had hoped to do it pretty much weekly, but DVD watching has gotten in the way with the TNA, you know, the Hard Justice deal, which I got all those DVDs, and now I've got all the WWE DVDs. Yeah, it's kind of taking some of my time with everything else in my life. But, so I haven't been able to talk about a few things, so we're going to talk about a few things, and then we're going to do a big, huge fucking rant. Yes, we are, and you'll understand why when we get there. Okay, first, we'll talk about something that everyone has pretty much talked about already, which is Hornswoggle being Vince McMahon's son. I personally liked it. I thought it was funny. I thought it was hilarious. I thought it was a good way out of the situation that they were kind of forced into due to the suspensions. Because you don't want a guy who legitimately is going to be in this business for a long time having it wrapped around their neck. The fact that, well, you're Vince McMahon's son. You know, this is a good workout. This is a good way, and hopefully, you know, they can make some pretty good funny moments out of this. During the pay-per-view when they were showing it, I kept saying, you know, this gets funnier and funnier every time I see it. And I do. I think it's funny. So all of you that were slitting your wrists, all of you that were screaming, this is the worst thing ever, I can't believe the WWE ruined this, all this stuff. You're supposed to be smart fans. You're supposed to understand that they weren't able to do what they originally wanted to do. So they had to do something else. This was a nice alternative to that. Use your freaking heads. Thank you. Okay. So let's keep going here. So I want to talk about a little bit Ring of Honor, because Ring of Honor makes me happy. Yes, it does. Happy. They, of course, taped the pay-per-view that will be in November this past weekend. And if you don't want spoilers, well, too bad, you're going to get spoilers. For those of you that don't, just one little spoiler. After the ladder match, which most people knew this was going to happen anyways, after the ladder match, which was said to be insane, if you don't believe me, Bradmaster13 was actually there. I'm going to put up a link to his vid, and you can kind of check out his review. It's an okay review. He kind of missed a couple things, but you can tell he had a good time, and that's the important thing. Yeah, at the end of the match, Project 161, which of course is actually now Age of the Fall, I guess, or Fall of the Age, or Age of the Fall, came out, and we found out it was Jimmy Jacobs, a Gothed Out Lacey. Gothed Out Lacey's a good thing. Tyler Black, which is a guy that most Ring of Honor fans have been asked for a while to come to ROH, and Necro Butcher, maybe the biggest indie star that had not been in ROH full time, came out. They were these guys, and they basically pummeled the Briscoes, hung one of them up, hog-tied, hung them up on what the tag titles were for the ladder match, hung them up. Blood was dripping all over Jimmy Jacobs, as apparently he was doing one hell of a promo. Sounds good to me. Some people have ripped it, but I would expect some people to rip it, because some people are never going to be happy no matter what. But that's kind of what happened. So definitely go out there and when this happens, check this out. Though Ring of Honor has pretty much set this up as a pretty good angle now, because they said they're not going to put this on the pay-per-view. I'll believe it when I see it. Of course, the pay-per-view is, their next pay-per-view is, I believe, this Friday, the 21st. For those of you that can check it out, I would definitely recommend checking it out. I will do a review of it. It probably will be a little late because I have to work that night, so I won't be able to check it out till later. Probably get it TiVo'd. Though I didn't say this on the first pay-per-view, though I'm going to say it on this one. If you guys can order this, order it. Do not watch it on the internet. Do not, you know, get it off of, you know, the video sites. Actually go out there, spend your money, order this pay-per-view if you can. If you were going to be able to, even if you want to see it, you know, when it first comes out and you watch it on video, at least order it later when you're able to order it. If you like Ring of Honor, that's the only thing I would ask. I'm not saying that because the pay-per-view rates for the first were bad. We haven't seen the pay-per-view rates. In fact, the rumored pay-per-view buys, I don't even believe, because they're so freaking high. But anyways, so that's that. Now let's talk about tonight. You see, tonight we have Raw, and of course last night we had the pay-per-view, which, as I said, wasn't very good. And of course, one of my biggest complaints about the pay-per-view was Triple H burying Carlito. Now, some of you said, oh, well, it doesn't really matter, Carlito. I was bored with Carlito. It's Triple H. Triple H is the most over guy. Blah, blah, blah. The same crap I've been hearing for the last 6 months I've been on here and pretty much bashing Triple H. That's fine. That's wonderful. Okay, boys and girls, what happened tonight? Triple H pretty much buried the tag team division on Raw tonight because he went out there and he beat Lance Cade and Murdoch in a freaking handicap match in 5 minutes. Give me a fucking break. This is retarded. Okay, they had done a good job of getting the tag division back to where it was just semi looking like it might be semi-respectable, and then Triple H comes back and buries the tag team champions, basically burying the rest of the tag team division. A tag team that they've done a pretty good job of making somewhat legit. He could have easily walked out there, easily, you know, actually done a real handicap match, and somehow, you know, not bury these guys. Not what happened. For all of you that keep defending Triple H, you know, a big fuck you to all of you, because I'm getting sick of this. This is what's wrong with the WWE. They need to be creating new stars, and as long as Triple H buries every guy that looks like he might be, could be elevated to that, it's not going to happen. It's the reason why all of the top young guys come from freaking SmackDown. How many guys have come from Raw? How many? List them. I want to know. I really do. Edge, that's the only guy. Maybe Angle back in the day, but that, you know, I mean, come on. This is stupid. This is moronic. This needs to change. This needs to change now. Okay? I'm tired of watching Raw. I'm tired of coming on here and people, you know, bowing down to Triple H and basically giving him, you know, a blowjob because they, oh, it's Triple H. Can you not see what the guy's doing? Can you not understand it? Or, you know, if you're going to come on here and you're going to call yourself a smart fan, this is part of being a smart fan, is looking at this stuff and going, wow, why did that guy do that? Why didn't they do this instead? Why didn't he try to make that guy look good? You know, I know people aren't going to agree with me, but I've watched this. Since 2000, this has been going on. And nobody is willing to stand up and go, you know what, maybe this is a problem. Because it is a problem. It's a huge problem, and the WWE is just going to keep going down the same pathetic road it's been going down as long as this happens. You have all of these guys that are suspended, all these guys that are hurt. You were left with basically no one you could push legitly because of this. If they had just had some upper mid-card guys that they could have just brought up for a little bit and said, okay, you guys now have your chance, it would have worked. They won't even give these guys this chance. You know, Triple H didn't have to beat Carlito. I mean, didn't have to lose to Carlito. He could have beat Carlito, given Carlito a nice little rub, and said, okay, I've given you your rub. I've given you a legit rub. Now run with it, son, and let's see if you can do anything with it. And if you can't, well, that just proves that maybe you're not set to be a main eventer. But if you don't even give the guy a chance, particularly when he came from Raw, from SmackDown, he was over. All of these guys that come from SmackDown are so over when they come over, and then Triple H buries them. They get buried in the mid-card because Triple H either A, doesn't want to do a program with them, or B, he buries them. It's ridiculous, and it needs to stop. Please, somebody. This just irks me so much. Okay, I'm out. I've ranted long enough about this. Thank you. Bye.